everybody, we're Twinset and Purl. Welcome to the second episode of our podcast. We're here today to tell you about all of our knitting adventures since the last time we spoke to you.
And it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's everybody. We're with our favourite person.
Don't tell our husbands.
Right, so do you want to just have a little introduction this time?
Yeah.
So we are Twinset and Purl, and we're twin sisters who design together, and we on our Instagram as Twinset and Purl. That's where we show all our designs and pattern releases and everything. But you're on Instagram as Jojo Butler, and I'm also on Instagram as the youngest Butler twin.
Because she's the youngest one, and I'm the oldest one.
By 4 minutes, so it's very important, as we did mention in our first episode, but has had a major role in our lives that I'm the youngest. Anyway, moving on, let's start with what we're wearing, shall we? Cool. So you go first.
Okay, I'm wearing the Diaphanous Raglan by Jessie Maid, and I just finished it, so it's also one of my FOs. The yarn that I used was from Botanical Yarn. It's a fingering weight and a mohair, and I don't know the colourway, but I will find the colourway out and put it in the show notes,
which you can find in the description box.
Yeah. So it's a lovely design. When you first read the pattern, it seems like there's lots going on, but it's actually really straightforward, and you follow it step by step. It's got a V-neck at the front and at the back, so you basically wear it either way. And then there's about 6 different ways of doing sleeves. I chose the bishop sleeve?
Yeah, I think
with where it's voluminous here and with a tight cuff, and I absolutely love it.
It's beautiful. The colour, you look so much more glamorous than I do today.
Oh, don't be silly. So what are you wearing?
I'm wearing the Arwin by Isabel Kramer, and it's knitted out of Holst Super Soft in the magenta colourway, and I love it. It's the first time I've knitted a sweater in this yarn, and it's such good value, more than anything, but the range of colours is amazing as well. And this one I've always wanted to knit. I love this colour. Anyway, it's a top down circular yoke, and it's got this lace and bobble design, and I love the way this sweater fits. So I would definitely knit it again. I might knit it again with just a plain one, because sometimes you just want a plain one. Yeah. I always want a plain navy blue jumper.
Actually, I was going to say I would probably knit this again. I want a black one, but I am going to knit it a little bit longer because it's quite cropped. So I'm going to have a go at extending the length and then doing the waist shaping.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Yes. So we have just come back from 3 days at Unravel in Farnham, at Farnham Maltings, all the Maltings in Farnham. So we're going to talk a little bit about people we saw, things we did there, and some of the acquisitions we've come home with. If you did watch our first episode, you would have heard us say that we're not buying yarn. So we do have a small amount of yarn, to confess. We didn't actually pay for it though, so it was either gifted or kind of earned by working hard, because we were helping Sophie on her stand, the Botanical Yarn stand, for 3 days, which was amazing. It's hard work. And
it's lovely to meet all the customers and see all the knitters.
And we actually met some people who knitted our designs, so that was really exciting. Anyway, do you want to say a bit about what you thought about Unravel?
So it was lovely to be back with all the knitters again and see all of the hand-dyed yarn.
It was so much busier. We'd been back to the Maltings twice since COVID. The first one last May was really quiet, and then the sweater weather was quiet as well, and this was like back to normal, wasn't it?
I mean, everybody was wearing masks, and there were time slots, so
and they had a one-way system, didn't they?
Massive rush of people, but it was lovely to see all the yarn out again. So yeah, had a great time. Met some really lovely yarn dyers who are going to collaborate with me in some new shawl designs. Yeah, that was really cool.
Some new socks for me.
And then there was things like when I saw some of Florence Sperling Studios designs, and I saw her Scout in real life, which was amazing, having knit my own. I also liked, I can't remember the lady's name, the lady does the jewellery. Malika. She'd crocheted a temperature blanket with beads, and I think it was like 400 stitches.
It was stunning. It was
stunning.
laid out on the top of a piano, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was just
Amazing.
beautiful. Yeah, so no, it was really nice to meet old acquaintances, meet some new people. Yeah, had a really nice time.
So, let's talk about what we bought. Because we weren't allowed to buy yarn, but we certainly bought some project bags. So, let's show the ones we got from the same places at the same time, shall we?
Yeah.
So our first purchases were, oh, I haven't got my badge.
Oh, that's okay, they're the same, aren't they? Almost?
We discovered, thanks to Sophie, Stitch Birdie and Woolen Flower, who had a stand together. So
I bought this project bag, which is made by Woolen Flower, but embroidered by Stitch Birdie, and it is just the best. I mean, the stitches are so tiny. I don't know how she does it.
It's felt.
It's
sewn
little
on.
felt circles, and they're sewn on with the tiniest, teeniest, weeny stitches. And it's just, I love it so much. So, thank you very much.
And mine is
I can't remember the lady's name.
recycled or end of line tweed, and it's just beautiful. I almost bought one of the embroidered ones, and then I saw this one, and
Couldn't resist.
if
It's
anyone
navy
knows me, navy blue is my favourite colour.
And then we both bought a badge from Stitch Birdie because they're these little birds and they're wearing Farewell sweaters and they're so cute. So
where was your backing fabric from?
Bora tweed.
Because mine was
Yeah.
from the Isle of Islay. Yeah, they were stunning.
Yeah, so cool.
And they were so lovely.
Yeah, lovely ladies. Next time I go up to Scotland with where my husband's family are from, I'm going to go and visit.
Oh, exciting. And then we treated ourselves to a hide and hammer bag.
Mine had to be leopard print.
And mine is berry, and she swapped the natural leather for this navy blue leather fixings, and they're
So, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
Haven't opened it yet.
This is your first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is my third hide and hammer bag, so we haven't actually opened them, have we?
No, but I'm really excited to have
Yeah,
that.
they're just this is the perfect size for socks for me, or a small project, and they have all these pockets. I don't know if you can see the stitching. Those are the internal pockets. They are, and then you roll them down, and
Yeah, so that's great.
expand quite a lot. So there.
What we'll do next.
Ted.
So we both got a little bag from Ted
Ted
Knits.
They were about two stalls over from us, so just got these little pouches for kind of a on-the-go sock.
Yeah,
or
and
something
like a
that.
sock, more like a little yarn bowl.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that design. It's got like gold little flecks on it. It's just really cute.
And then
we've found these little
this is from the wool gift shop.
Yeah.
The knitting gift shop.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
and it's a little notice pouch with so many little things in, some needles in a little case,
Let me show yours.
some
Mine's the
stitch
same.
markers in a little tin, some of these wooden pins, which I've never had before. They look really,
For when you're
really
sewing
cool when you're
together.
sewing sweaters together. Oh, I haven't got the scissors. I've got the scissors out. And a tape measure, which is going to be so great because it's got centimetres and inches on the same side.
And these little scissors,
Yeah,
which are beautiful.
so that was really cool. We got one of those each, and then, well, as we were paying, we saw these, and I just couldn't resist. Thought they were just so lovely. What's happened there? And they're strawberry quartz, raspberry quartz, progress keepers.
What were mine?
And I just love them. Yours was some kind of green agate.
And there, this is the knitting gift shop gift little tag. Yeah, so so those are beautiful little progress keepers.
And then the second, no, actually, I bought this one the first day. I was going to wait because I'd already got those, and I was going to wait and see if I really did want it. And within about half an hour, I decided I did. And it's this waxed, yellow mustardy waxed cotton from Midwinter Yarns. But it was the inside that I couldn't resist. It's a sort of natural hessian with these stars on it, and I just thought it was so lovely. And
that rolls down as well.
it rolls down, but it also, because of the base, it'll
And the wax.
and the wax, it'll stand up. So that's just perfect. And you can roll it down and clip it together with the big chunky clips. So yeah, so that's one of my favourites.
I went to have a chat with Ishrat from Fruitful Fusion and couldn't resist this project bag from her stall, which is this beautiful kind of tealy blue colour, and inside
Again, it's the inside
it's
that
just
does it.
beautiful floral fabric, and it has 3 pockets, and it has one little lobster clasp thing and a little keyring thing to hang stitch markers and stuff from. You don't even attach your scissors to that. And it's a drawstring one with a handle, and it's probably big enough for the start of a sweater,
Yeah.
I would say. So that's lovely.
And then we both got one of these, but Rachel's is coming separately because they didn't have the one she wanted at the show. But from, I can't remember what they're called. Stitcher Tees, I got the Yarnivore bag, which is just, it's a fabulous size. You know, nice and simple for carrying a project around.
And
But really, that is just me, isn't it? Yarnivore.
And I'm getting Yarnicorn in a pastel kind of ombre, which.
And then there was
Exciting.
one more bag,
Oh yeah, I got one.
which we got from Botanical Yarns, and this was this was Sophie's Unravel colourway for the show. And it's
Exclusive, wasn't it?
yeah, and a new style for Sophie, where it's a roll top with this clip. So you put the clip in. Ooh. Doing this on live, and then you can just put that over your arm and carry it around in while you knit.
And I got a drawstring one when we were putting everything out, displaying everything for the show. I just fell in love with this bag and kept my fingers crossed that no one was going to buy it during the weekend. So at the end yesterday, it was there, so I bought it, and it is this beautiful blush coloured fabric with this navy blue botanical motif, and it's a drawstring. This is her small size. It's got a handle and a drawstring and pockets inside, 4 pockets, which is lovely, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And I also got one of her. Did you get one of these?
No.
With the
I don't really use this style
I got
of bag,
a
so I
tote,
didn't
one of
get one.
Sophie's gold in Botanical Yarn totes, which always come in handy. And I also, before we talk about the yarn that we got, I also treated myself to a set of Chowgu 4-inch metal needles, which from Pearlescence, which just the small set, and I also bought the 3mm because they're not included, and because I've got the 5-inch, but I just don't use them because I do prefer the shorter needle tip. So that's a little treat to myself, which I'm going to thoroughly enjoy. And before we talk about yarn, just really quickly, next to us was, I can't even say it, Catty and B. Silver.
Show the light.
So she's got, this is the late, yes, this is the name of the shop, and I just got the silver simple stitch markers, and she does all these cat designs. So she has cat pins and bags and patterns with cats on. But I just got the simple silver ones. And I also, Sophie bought these for me and picked up some cards from Tilly Flop Designs, and I got Casting On Means You Believe in Tomorrow, which I'm going to frame. And then I got Let's Talk About Socks, baby.
Because that's just you, isn't it?
I do talk about socks all the time. Yes, so then, do you want to talk about yarn? I've got a bit more than you, so.
Well, I'm not going to show the yarn that I was given to do the designs with, because I'll show that once the designs are sort of underway, and I can tell you a bit more about that. But for helping Sophie out on her stand for 3 days, she let us have some of her yarn at the end. I chose two skeins from her main range, and then a skein from the bargain bin, which I've been looking at for the whole weekend and I absolutely love. And that's this kind of blushy, I don't know, slightly tan with the speckles. It doesn't have its name
because they're
on it. They're all end of line, but in fact, there's a bit of a theme going on, but I absolutely love this. I love this colour
as well.
So I got that skein, and then this one is Sophie's new non-superwash merino, which she used in her new design with Vera Valimaki, and I really love this colour. And I'm going to pair this together with this one, which is a mohair. Oh, it's not. That's Surrey alpaca. I thought it was, no, sorry, it's got the wrong label on. I put the labels on. I put the wrong label on. It's the mohair silk, and it's called Cosling. Coslig. And this one's called Hellebore Orientalis. And I thought those two would look really lovely. I can't decide whether I'm going to design a new shawl pattern or whether I'm going to re-knit the one that I've just done in that colour.
So that would be beautiful.
Yeah. Cool.
So that leads quite well onto what I've got, because I also got the non-superwash in the Hellebore Orientalis and the Coslig, but I got mine in the Surrey alpaca, which is beautiful. And then I also got 2 more Surreys, the Hellebore Angel Glow, which
it does
is absolutely beautiful. And if you, I don't know, see, that might be something on its own. And then I also got no name, but they do kind of go together as well, so that would be lovely. And then I also got a skein of the Unravel colourway, the colourway that Sophie dyed up for Unravel, which I used to knit my sock design, which we'll show you next, I think, with FOs, yeah. And this is called Mimosa, and it's this beautiful yellow. And this is to knit a pair of socks for my dad, or a hat, maybe a hat. Don't know. He loved the colour when I talked to him while I was knitting my socks. So I got him one of those. It's a special treat because he usually only gets Regia or Yorkshire Spinners because he's not the best at looking after things. But
just realised your Slimming World awards are up on everything.
Oh, that's right. I'm proud I've been to Slimming World. And then we were chatting to Beth from Telling Yarns, her lovely label, and she gave me these minis, this set of minis, which is from her advent calendar. I don't know, I think she said the year before last, and I have an idea for a sock with mini skeins, but there's no pressure, so we will see when this happens, but they are absolutely gorgeous.
And I have to say, if you don't do it too quickly, then some of them might be coming to me, because I love that one. No, I don't think so. And these are 80% blue face, superwash blue face Leicester and 20% nylon. So they take the dye differently, so it's quite heathered, like a muted. They're beautiful. So, and then just have to quickly show my stash of twill and print and Patrinkles that I got from Sophie's store as well. So this is a present for my dad, a bee pin that goes with his yarn, and he loves bumblebees, so he's going to get a bee pin. And I got
to keep all my progress keepers on, I got the progress keeper holder in a sparkly skein. So that holds 10 progress keepers, and I've got a few from before. I got a teapot and a cup of coffee or tea. I guess we say tea. And
I got like a teacup.
I got a little yo. It's also a little memento because when we went to the knitting hotel, Belinda Harris Reid's knitting hotel, we stayed in Yo, which was that was our room yarn over. And from Trinkles, I couldn't choose, so I got them both.
Because you're not spoilt at all.
I'm not spoiled, no. I got the sock stitch markers in blue and in pink. Because they are amazing, especially the sparkly ones. So I'm going to thoroughly enjoy using those. And I think that was it from the show. Oh. Do you think that was it from
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So now we're going to talk about FOs, and because I've been talking about the yarn, maybe I should go first with my Unravel patterns that got released on Friday at Unravel. So they're the same lace pattern. We actually started off with the cowl. So this is the Twin Flowers cowl, and it's knitted in Sophie's non-superwash worsted base in the yellow, which I cannot remember the name.
Is it not the same as that?
No. We'll put it in the show notes. And then the surrey it's held double with is this beautiful pink with these, and that is called Cosmos Apricot Lemonade, I think.
It's got, it's like a lighter, more blushy
actually,
pink, and then little shots of cerise.
It would look lovely on with my
Arwen.
yeah. So I just love this lace pattern. I had to modify it quite a lot.
Why don't you show it on the sock? Because it's easier to see and you're not covering your mouth.
So amazingly, quite a few people thought it looked like bees, didn't they, at the show? Yeah. So this is the floral. It's like we call it twin flowers. It's like the bell shape of the twin flowers plant. And so I had to modify the lace design quite a lot, and this is the hardest chart I've ever drawn. I had to learn how to create my own stitches on Stitch Mastery. So, but these patterns are both available on botanicalyarns.com as individual yarn. Botanicalyarn.com as individual PDFs, or Sophie has the kits, so you can buy the yarn to make the cowl or the socks, and eventually they will be available in our Ravelry store, but I'm not sure when. And there was something else I wanted to say. Can't remember.
About those? Or about the next sock? You're going to talk about the next sock?
I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, I know what to say. On our Instagram, in our link tree on our Instagram bio, there are links straight to the pattern pages on botanicalyarn.com. There, I remembered. And then the week before these came out, the Sophie had virtual Yorkshire Yarn Fest, and we released the floral facet socks, which were the accompanying kind of pattern to Jo's floral facet scarf and cowl that she designed for Sophie's January box. So for Botanical Yarn. So this isn't really my design, this is Jo's design that I put onto a sock and wrote the pattern. But it's beautiful corrugated rib or two-coloured corrugated rib, these Latvian braids and a folded cuff. So, and this pattern is also available on botanicalyarn.com.
And while we're talking about Botanical Yarn, we had a fabulous time with Sophie. She's having, at the beginning of March, she's got a Kickstarter starting, and there's going to be so many fun things that you can get and help her purchase her van that she's trying to get with her Kickstarter. So have a look on botanicalyarn.com/Kickstarter and see what's going on there from the 1st of March. She's also having an open studio at the end of Feb.
On the 26th, Saturday the 26th of February, and it's free. If you live, Sophie's based in just outside York, so if you're nearby and you fancy coming along to the studio today, Jo and I are going to be there. So
yeah, we'd love to
maybe come and meet us.
We'd love to meet you.
And just have to book a slot because the studio's not huge. So that's also on her website, or check out her Instagram for more information about that.
Cool. So my FO.
Yes.
So I went to Flock the other weekend, which is a meetup for yarn lovers in the southwest. It's organised by Bird Street Yarn, Claire and John, and it's basically we get together for an afternoon to eat cake, drink tea and coffee, and meet other yarn lovers, play games, get to know each other, and I wanted a simple project to take with me. And what I realised was that my winter in the shade shawl that I haven't actually got a version of it because Rachel had the one that I knit when I was designing the pattern. So I've knit myself a version, and it's a crescent shawl.
You need to show it closer because they won't see the colours of it.
It's a garter, an eyelet, and then a
striped with
I did a different border than this in the pattern because I had a bit of yarn left over and I wanted to use it all up. So I just did a simple rib on the bottom and a picot cast off. So it's knit with one skein of fingering, of 100 grams fingering, and a small amount of mohair. You don't actually need a full skein of mohair. I used a neutral beige, and then I had some which had that neutral colour in, but it also had some fluorescent neon yellow, which I thought was quite cool.
And this is called Winter in the Shade.
This is called Winter in the Shade. It comes in a pattern with another shawl which is called Summer in the Light. So you get two patterns for the price of one. So that's my FO for this time.
Brilliant. Right. So now we're going to move on to whips.
Okay. Shall I go first?
Yeah, you go first. I'm drinking my coffee.
Well,
so you can chat for a bit.
I still have the same whip as last time, which is my
So do I.
Christmas at Bridgerton sock in Waking Up Early by Bird Street Yarn. I have added, I don't know, I think I've added about that much of the foot.
That's quite good. You have been knitting a lot of other things.
Yes, I have. So that's still on the go. I think I've got about 3 centimetres in the toe to go. So cool. So that's one whip. And then my other whip is what I took to Unravel so that I could knit while I was helping on the stand, and it was fairly simple. Hat for my dad. Hi Dad, if you're watching. He watched the first episode and he said he loved it, so he'll probably watch this one too. So it's going to be a double brim, simple rib beanie hat. He's got quite a big head, so it's got quite a lot of stitches. This is a 3x1 rib, and when I get to the hat section, once I've done a row of Purl bumps so I can fold the brim, then when I've joined that, I'm going to go to a 1x7 rib, and I think I'm going to do that kind of toe decrease to get the cat crown. So that's just like really simple mindless knitting.
And the yarn,
The yarn is an old yarn of Sophie's from Botanical Yarn.
you got in one of her
mystery bags. It was
so
like
when she does those, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's on a yak base. I don't know the colourway, and I don't know. I think it's a yellow on a yak, which has created this lovely sort of apple green.
That's gonna love that.
That's gonna love that. So yeah, so those are my 2 whips.
Oh, bless him.
Right, what have you
So
got?
I've got my whip from last time, which is now living in a different bag. This is my Della Q kind of bucket, which is good for carrying around the house and eating. And so this is my smarged pullover, and I have made a bit of progress. So it's got this lovely yoke, feather and fan yoke, and I finished a sleeve. So I did a different cuff. I didn't do a different cuff. I did a longer cuff than they suggested. So that's, yeah. So I then decided not to do the other sleeve, but to finish the body. So I've done probably 4 inches of the body.
Yeah.
But I haven't spent very much time on this at all, but I want to because I really want to wear it. So
I think it's going to be lovely for spring too.
yeah,
So
better get a shift on. And this is Lang Alpaca Super Light, and it is beautifully soft and light.
it's got a little bit of wool and a bit of polyamide, hasn't
yeah,
it?
and alpaca. So
Yeah.
it's got merino in it, and it's about the same weight as mohair. And it isn't the yarn and it isn't the needles that were supposed to be used for the pattern, but it's working very well. And my second whip, which I've had on the needles since September, but got put aside because of all the other
Christmas
projects.
socks
Yeah,
and all that
sorts
was
of
going
stuff.
on.
And this is the Brio Shoreline by Stephen West. I can show you a very, I fold the pattern out of the way. So it's a brioche kind of waves and stripes pattern, and I haven't done very much, but I am going to get on and do this now. And it's the 2 colours show up on the different sides because it's brioche. Do you want to hold that for me a sec? And I'm knitting it in this beautiful tealy colour with this lovely pink surrey. And the colours, I don't know what the colours are because they're not labelled.
I don't know which is
but
my
this
favourite side.
It's Botanical Yarn, which I got at Sweater Weather in September, and I was going to choose a pale teal surrey to go with it, but Sophie persuaded me to go with the pink, and I love it so much. And my little stitch markers were made for me by Jo. So they're really cute little stitch markers. So I've no idea where I am in the pattern or anything, so I'm sure, but I will be getting on with that now. So hopefully next podcast we'll have a large improvement, although I am about to cast on the second version of my new sweater design. So that is kind of
Actually, and I'm going to be casting that on too because I'm test knitting.
so that's kind of a priority.
Yeah.
But and it's just to say, this is living in a Botanical Yarn bag, which I love, made by Sally, wonderful Sally, and it's got these beautiful yarn balls, but these ones are sparkly copper, and I love it. And it's holding 5 skeins of yarn, so pretty good. Right, so
Cool. So next we're going to talk about new designs. The one that I've got to share is what I showed you last week, really, but it is now but it's now in testing, and the pattern should be coming out in couple of weeks. And this is my Morton Street cowl. I designed it using 2 strands of mohair held double from some yarn that's from Beautiful Knitters. It's their own yarn brand. It's called Chelsea the mohair, and this one is quite fine and drapey. Several of my testers have knit it using a fingering weight, which is what you get when you put two mohair together. It does give a slightly less drapey effect, but when this is on, it does look like you're wearing a shawl without having the tiny bits, and it's not as bulky around the back. So I'm really loving this shape, and there will be some more designs from Twinset and Purl in this style. So yeah, so look out for on our Instagram for this to be coming out. Sorry, the mohair's getting on my nose. For this to be coming out, and there will be discount code for the pattern.
Cool.
For a limited amount of time when it comes out.
Wonderful. I love it. I'm knitting one with 2 strands of lace weight held together, rather than not mohair. But
has it got sparkle in?
Yeah, it's got
That's
stellina.
going to be
It's
lovely.
just undyed, so I might even dye it when it's finished. Let's wait and see. So I've, since the last podcast, I think I talked about one of my whips was a self-striping sock. I haven't got my other sock, my self-striping sock for February either to show.
Oh wow.
Anyway, that's fine. We can talk about it again. And so that pattern has come out. That's a free pattern on Ravelry called the Jomo socks. And I asked the question on Instagram if people wanted me to write the pattern, and quite a few people said yes. I've also, out of that pattern, that design, I've got a collaboration with a self-striping sock yarn dyer, little grey girl. So I'm going to be working with her on another self-striping sock pattern, which is really exciting. And that pattern's free on Ravelry, so go and have a look. There is a link in our bio on Instagram. Those are the Jomo socks. I wanted to call them the Mojo socks, but there are already quite a few patterns called Mojo. So, but the reason that I wanted to call them Mojo is because my mum was called Maureen and everyone called her Mo, and obviously my lovely twin is Jo, so I wanted to call them that. So I called them the Jomo socks, and I'm hoping that as a free pattern they might bring some sock knitting mojo back. So go and check those out. I have got them in the other room, but I should have brought them to show you, but it's just a simple cable down the outside of the sock. So anyway,
Well, if you look on our Instagram, you can see what they look like.
Yeah, and I showed them in the last episode as well. So my new design is a sock that I've designed for charity, and I did talk about these last time, but it was literally, I only had the cuff knitted. And this is using Fruitful Fusion Ishrat's beautiful yarn that she dyed called Night Walk. So these are going to be the Night Walk socks. And she did a charity walk at night in London, and this is she raised money with this skein of yarn. So for a charity called Solace, which is a Muslim women's shelter. And so we are going to be donating all the money that we raise from this pattern to that charity forever. So they will be coming out, hopefully. They're just about to be test knit. So I've got a few people, I did put it on Instagram, so I've got a few people who are interested, but if you would like to test knit them, and you see this in the next few days.
Put them up a bit closer so they can really see the pattern.
Yeah, so it's quite a simple twisted stitch ribbing pattern, because this yarn is quite dark, but I think it really shows off the speckles, the brightest pops of yarn. So just DM me on our Twinset and Purl account on Instagram if you would like to test knit. I do usually run my test knits pretty quick, so a couple of weeks to knit one sock. So get in touch if you are interested. And this pattern will be out as soon as the test knitters are finished, because
we want to raise as much money for the shelter as possible.
Yeah, so that's that. Right. So
we've got a couple of things left to talk about.
This is longer than we thought we
Yeah.
wanted it to be.
So we've decided we're going to do a giveaway, and the impetus, is that the right word? The giveaway was the arrival of this book. So Rach has a sock design in the sock knitting Bible,
Shall I find
and this arrived, has this,
So-
she'd already...
So the book came out in November, and the publishers, I didn't get a copy before the launch, so I didn't know if I was going to get a copy. So it was a long time ago that they accepted my design. So that was back in February last year. So I bought it myself, and then this arrived last week. So I now have 2 copies. So I thought we would give one away. And this is my design, the spring lace socks. Can you see?
Yeah.
And I knitted them in a beautiful skein of Bird Street yarn, which they no longer dye, but they have similar colourways, so it's lovely. And yeah, so we'd like to give away.
So this is a really good book if you know how to knit socks, if you don't know how to knit socks, because it gives you so many options for your cuff, your heel. There's different designs. It's a really good book for
people might. So
everybody,
there's 10 designs in it, but people like I really am a cuff down sock knitter, and I would love to try toe up. I have tried toe up. I just don't like them, but I would like to find a pattern that did make me want to knit toe up. So I'm going to be looking in here as well. So we've got this to give away and a skein of yarn.
Skein of yarn to go with it. So you can, if you don't own sock yarn, you can.
So that, and this is from Bumbling Yarns, who is lovely Laura the Lonely Knitter. And
to go with it.
So there's this and this.
So I have started making Progress Keepers stitch markers and some Progress Keeper and stitch marker necklaces. The necklaces are available on botanicalyarn.com, but I haven't really started selling the stitch markers and these on their own anywhere. So we're going to give one of my Progress Keepers away as well with this.
So this will be the giveaway. So what you need to do to win is like and subscribe to our channel, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below what's your go-to sock yarn. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you don't knit socks, what sock yarn would you like to knit? And then we will, when we do our next video, we will, which possibly we might podcast from Yorkshire in 2 weeks' time. So if we say we'll be open for that till the next video, and we will pick a winner and let you know on that video. Cool. And then that'll be the first prize, and then 4 more people will win one of Joe's Progress Keepers. We've got 4 more here. Hold the thing. Yeah, so we've got 4 more of those to give away.
Cool. So since the last episode, the first episode, last and first, we have set up a group on Ravelry for Twinset and Purl,
which is the Twinset and Purl knitting podcast group. When you look for them when you look for it.
And for that, we asked the question: if we were going to do a knit along, which of our patterns would you like to knit? And we haven't had massive responses because obviously we're new and not that many people knew about us. But one lady said that she absolutely loved our Crest of a Wave Cowl. It's a free pattern, so we think that's the one that we would like to have as a knit along. So if you don't like knitting cowls, we've also got Crest of a Wave shawl, which is the second pattern that I designed, and we gave it away free for a week, and
over 11,000 people
downloaded it.
So there's quite a lot of people who have the pattern who could join it, so they could join in the knit along.
Or
but I think we're going to do it.
We're going to make it free again for a week.
No, we're not. We're going to make it free. We're going to make it free with a code.
Ah, right. Okay.
So if you want to join in the knit along, the code will be, and I'm going to write this down so I don't forget it because I'm just making it up as we go along. TPKAL
Crest.
No.
Crest, TPKL?
Or Crest Cowl. How about just Crest Cowl?
Yeah, okay.
Crest KAL will be the code, and we'll run the knit along. Will start today. So I'll go on after this. I will go and make the code, the promotion live, so you can you'll get the pattern, and we'll run the cowl until the end of June.
Yeah.
End of June.
Yeah.
So the pattern will be free until the end of June.
Okay.
Yeah. So the code is.
Off the cuff.
So we're gonna. We'll put that down below in the description box so that people can. We've yet to learn how to put captions on our video because we are challenged in that way. So the link to the Ravelry group and the link to the not the link. The information about the knit along will be in the show notes down below, and I will open up a thread, first of all a chatter thread in our Ravelry group to talk about the knit along, and that is where we will pick prizes from the FO thread. Later on I'll open up an FO thread, but we should also do it on Instagram, so it will be #CrestCal, and then if you join in there'll be a prize. And then we might end up with Crest Cowl FO, and then we'll pick a winner we'll probably pick a winner from Instagram and Ravelry, like most people do, and we will come up with a prize. So if you are watching this and you make things and you'd like to donate anything, I know we're a new podcast and we don't have that many subscribers, although I am gobsmacked that over 90 people have subscribed to our channel after one video. And we'd like to say thank you as well to everybody who has watched our video. If you want to help us grow, maybe share our Instagram post when we post about this episode, and like and subscribe to our channel. And we really enjoy podcasts, doing this together. So we are going to keep going.
Yeah,
but
we are a little bit tired today, having had a weekend working. And there's an awful lot to cover.
Yeah.
So
I hope we haven't rambled on too much.
Yeah.
But let us know what you think in the comments below, and also hope the cars going past haven't been too distracting. We turned ourselves around because there was such a reflection. We must be podcasting at different times of day than we did last time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough rambling on for now. We will be back soon.
Yeah. Thank you for watching,
and see you soon. Bye. Bye.